it is noon. Let's get started. Woo! Hi, everybody. Everybody out there in Zoom land. Hi, everybody out there on YouTube. And hello, everyone out there on Facebook Live. My name is Regina. I'm so thankful to you joining me. I'm doing a Vinyasa yoga series this whole entire week. It's beginner. You don't have to see one before you get to this one. You can even jump in on Friday for the last one. They will all be posted on YouTube after this, so no worries. And then if you're a beginner, if you're seasoned, if you've been doing yoga all your life, this is still a good practice for you to come back to in order to just revisit your foundation. So when we talk about basic, when I talk about basic in this particular series, I'm talking about poses where we're either sitting or low to the ground, or standing poses where we're on 2 feet. So we're not going to do any balancing poses, kind of like in an aerobics class where high-low, where you're staying, where your feet are staying on the ground, as opposed to doing jumps, high jumps, because that's what takes your heart rate a little bit higher. Okay, so I'm not saying your heart rate is not going to get high, but or it's not going to get up there, but that's what I mean by beginner. And then it's also beginner as far as if you have never been to a Vinyasa class and you just started yoga, or you were new to yoga and you went to a Vinyasa class and you were like, what is going on, right? Because it's kind of fast moving. So in this series, I'm going to guide you, and we're going to be okay. All right, cool. And if you don't know what Vinyasa is taking yoga poses and linking them together to make a beautiful sequence, all right? And that linking together is linked by breath. So each breath is going to connect each movement because we don't want to hold our breath, and we want to make sure we're still breathing. And the poses also link together, and as you get more, as you practice it more, as you go to more Vinyasa classes, you're going to learn to have your body move fluidly on its own, right? Instead of your body's going to memorize, the muscles are going to memorize the movement, and you may not have to wait for the teacher. You're just going to be using your breath, okay? And that's what the challenging thing about Vinyasa is that sometimes it's moving a little bit too fast, and you can't remember the poses, and you're like, I'm not coming back to this class. But that's kind of the point. It's about just taking a moment, stopping before you step into the next moment, making sure that you're okay no matter what people around you are doing, all right? So we're going to start standing in a standing forward fold. And our peak pose today is going to be king pigeon pose. So it's a hip opener. It's going to do a lot, and that's why I asked you to have a blanket or like a soft pillow for yourself, because we're going to be on the knees a little bit, and it's just going to help you to soften into the pose. And also, yoga pose, no, you're like, you know what's over here. Yoga bricks. If you have yoga bricks or a couple of pillows, I'll show you when we get there. All right? So I'm going to move this out the way. This is, I can see Facebook here, so I can see if somebody is saying, hey, Regina, I can't hear you. So that's there. If you're on Zoom, I also have a screen over to my left so that I can see you, the bigger screen than the one that's in front of me, so I can see you and help you out with any poses. All right, so you're ready? Let's start. We're going to start in a forward fold, a standing forward fold. So we're going to come to the top of our mat and just fold in, right? So I don't know if this is your first forward fold of the day or you've been doing it all day, but for me, woo, my hamstrings are tight and my hips are a little tight. So I want you to just hang out here in this forward fold, drop your head, and release everything. Drop your chin, release everything. So you stay there. I might look up for a second because it's kind of hard for me to talk when my head is down. So you're in a forward fold, your head is down, the crown of your head is coming down, your chin is down. You just let everything hang like you're a rag doll, right? Now, while you're there, I just want you to breathe normally. Just breathe naturally. In and out through the nose, okay? Or in and out through the mouth. And just kind of release everything. So as you breathe in, send that in-breath to your tight hamstrings, your tight back, whatever you got. And then as you exhale, maybe you'll fall in deeper. Maybe you'll fold in a little bit deeper. So while you're taking these breaths, again, natural breaths, no judgment about what's tight, no judgment about what's strained, or no judgment about what's going on in your mind. Just with each exhale, just try to let it go. Right? Everything's hanging. Now just take a deep breath in through the nose and then open up side out through the mouth. Let it all go. Fold in deeper. And when I say fold in deeper, you may be like, this is all I can fold, Regina. I'm not really saying physically fold in deeper because maybe you can, but energetically fold in, let things go. Make the chest come a little bit closer because energetically that is happening. Deep breath in through the nose. Open up side out through the mouth. And then one more time, deep breath in through the nose, open up side out through the mouth. Good. Close the lips, close the eyes. We're just going to settle into this forward fold. I want you to take about 5 deep breaths in and out through the nose. Each breath, I want you to make it a little bit longer than the last. So if maybe right now you're inhaling for 2 breaths, try to inhale for 3 breaths. And then when you make that inhale for 3 breaths, I want you to let it out for the same amount of counts, right? So maybe you're inhaling for 4, and then you want to exhale for 4. Good. So take 5 of those deep breaths for me. Good. Next time you inhale, I want you to lift up halfway, plant the palms right on the shins, not on the knees, right below the shins, or if your arms are kept long, you can bring them right onto the sides. Press against the shins, all right, and that's going to straighten out your back. Did you see that? So my shoulders are rounded. I'm pressing. I'm straightening out my back. Now, the belly is going to, you want to pull the belly up and in because right now the belly wants to just hang out, right? So pull belly up and in and push the shoulders back and away from the ears. Good. Fold in, exhale. So as we do a vinyasa, remember I said the breath is linking the movement. So I don't want you to move until you're breathing. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up halfway. That's the inhale. And then exhale, fold. Good. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale. And if you can only join me for a couple of minutes, this is going to be perfect. If you're in an office chair or something and you can't get a mat, this is perfect. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up. Reach up through the fingertips. Good. I'm going to turn to the front. You stay there, and we're going to take a side bend. You can't see my arms, but I'm going to take a side bend. I'm going to grab my left wrist. I'm going to take a side bend over to the right. Okay. Breathe in. And then take a side bend over to the left. So it can look like this with the arm reaching over the ear. Good. Come back to the center. Inhale. And then exhale. Interlace your fingers behind your low back, right below your tailbone. And then pull down to open the chest. So it's very important to make sure that that core and the ribs are pulled in because when you start to pull back and you're not engaged, you're going to feel this in your low back. And then your knees are going to start to bend, and it's not going to be a good situation. So inhale, open up, pull the shoulders back and down. And then exhale, fold in, keep the bind. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, release the palms down into forward fold. Now I want you to start with your tailbone and roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up. Good. Chin is the last thing to come up, and then forward fold again. Good. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. Take that side bend to the right. Good. Come back to the center, inhale. Exhale, take that side bend to the left. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the low back. Inhale. Nice. Exhale. Fold in. Then inhale, lift up halfway. Keep the binds. Pull those arms off the back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, start with the tailbone and roll up. Good. Exhale, fold back in. Can we do that 2 more times? So now it's going to be a little more fluid. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Make it move like water. Inhale all the way up, reach. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, interlace the fingers. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale to fold.
Good. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release, fold. And then roll up, inhale, use the vertebrae one at a time. Chin is going to be the last thing to come up. And last time, exhale, fold in. Good. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach. Exhale, side bend to the right. Very good. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the tailbone. Inhale, open up, reach. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Good. Stay here in this forward fold. All right, let's move on to our next sequence. Again, so each class, each Vinyasa class you go to is going to be grouped into different sequences, and you're going to do them a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times. And then at some point, the teacher may say flow on your own, all right? And that's when the panic starts to set in. All right, inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the top palms. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. And then we're going to come onto our hands and our knees into table pose. Good? So in table pose, hips are over the knees, shoulders are over the wrists. If you want to take a few cat-cows, you can. Inhale to open the chest, exhale to round. Okay, feet and knees are going to be hip distance apart. Nice. All right. When you're done with those, take as many as you need. Come back to table pose, engage the belly. We're going to take our left foot, right, and I'm going to step it through between my hands, okay? And you see? Good. Bring your palms to the inside of that left foot. We're taking a box stretch here, okay? So I'm going to come up for a second. For the box stretch, knee over the ankle, front knee over the ankle, hip over knee. We got 2 90-degree boxes, all right? So bring the palms back down. Inhale to straighten the back. And then exhale, I want you to bend your elbows and lower your heart like it's an elevator, okay? Right? So keep that left knee hugging against the tricep. So this is all I got right here because I want to keep my back straight. So each time we're going to hold each pose for a couple of breaths, maybe about 5. And then we'll start to move a little bit more swiftly and fluidly, okay? And the reason we're holding the poses is so that we can get our body into them, so we can feel how it affects our body. We can feel the sensation, and then we can breathe into that sensation. Because you never know what's going to happen when you step into a situation, but it's how you respond to it and not react. It's like, oh, no, Regina, I'm not doing this. No, okay, right? Or are you going to be like, oh, okay, I'm feeling something here, but I'm going to breathe. All right, I know it's not that dramatic, but I'm a little over dramatic when I try to show things. All right, we're going to lift up. So those elbows were bent. We're going to lift up, take those back toes, curl them under, lift the knee, slide the knee back. All right, so now we're in a lower version of this lunge. All right, that front knee, see, it's still over the ankle. And then we're going to press that hip into the mat, this right hip flexor into the mat. Shoulders are back, breathe. So now you're feeling that opening in the right hip flexor. This is going to prep us for our wonderful king pigeon. This is a part of it. Got to have an open back, open hips. Yeah, keep breathing. Good. Now from here, we're going to shift the right hip back and straighten the left knee, okay? So now we're going to half split. So for this half split, hip is over the knee. I'm kind of off there. That front knee that's extended, the front legs that is extended, soften it. So don't lock it out and then flex through the toes. Why? Because we want to plug that femur bone in, which is going to protect the hips. And when we flex the toes, we're protecting the knee, we're protecting the hip, okay? So lengthen, lift up, and then exhale, fold in. Good so far? All right, we're gonna inhale, come forward, bend into that left knee, reach up, Anjaneyasana. So if you've been with me this week, you've seen this before. Anjaneyasana, just a low lunge, reach up, hip is still pressing, knee is over the ankle. Just feel it. And again, have your blanket or your pillow just in case you need some support on your knee, okay? Good. Plant your hands, and then we're going to slide this left foot back behind you, okay? We might need to scooch this right knee up a little bit, and then we're going to come into a side plank. So right hand is planted, left arm is reaching. I'll turn around so you can see. Right hand is planted, left foot is extended, left leg is extended, and then the left arm is reaching up, okay? Keep breathing. Keep the belly engaged, ribs engaged. Keep opening up towards the sky. Good. All right, from here we're going to see if we can lift this top leg up. Ow! We're working the hip. Lift it up, and then we're going to bend the knee so the heel comes back into the butt. All right? And if you can, reach around for the foot and open the heart up. Good. So just a little bind here to continue to open up the hip. You stay there. I'm going to turn back around. Good. Release. Bring the foot down. We're going to turn back down. Keep these toes curled under. We're going to lift the hips up and back. Three-legged dog. Right leg is lifted. Okay? Good, good. And then we're going to step that right foot between the hands. Back knee comes down. Let's come into the box stretch on the right side. Knee over ankle, hip over knee. Palms come into the inside of that foot. And then again, we're going to bend the elbows so that the heart lowers like an elevator. Keep hugging this right knee against the right shoulder. And breathe. You'll see me check in just a little bit to make sure that I am still connected audibly, because my computer's mic doesn't work, so I have to sign in through my phone. Good, good. Let me make sure this is not someone saying, hey, let's see. Okay, we're good. All right, curl the back toe under, lift the knee up and slide back to that lower part of the lunge. Breathe. Remember, we're doing this for the first time on this side. Good. Do you remember what's next? Probably not. It's okay. Shift the weight back into the half split. It's okay if you didn't remember. Half the time I don't remember. But again, that's not the point. The point is for you to do what your body feels and not get caught up into what somebody told you to do, because they're just a guide for you. I'm here to guide you. But if your body wants to flow and do another movement, feel free. You remember what's next? Anjaneyasana. Good. Let's stay here and get settled on this side. Hips, make sure they're facing forward. See, my knee kind of was turned out a little bit. Turn it in. Hips face forward. Knee over the ankle. Press into that left hip flexor. The top of the foot and the shin is anchoring you. Good. Plant the hands down, excuse me. And then we're going to slide this foot back into side plank. Inhale, open up. Good. Now we got that bind. Remember, lift that top leg. Bend the knee so the heel comes into the body. Reach around. And try not to let your back arch in, like kind of like this, because now my back is arching. But if I pull my belly in and I open up, then it works out a little bit better. So good. All right, release. Put the foot down. Turn down towards the mat. Keep these toes curled under. Lift up. We're going to do the left side again. But we're going to move a little bit quicker, all right? So we stay here in box. Good. Lift up. Low lunge. Shift back. Exhale. We'll put the breath in. Don't worry. Inhale onto the up. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, slide this foot back and open up to side plank. Take a breath. Inhale, lift this top leg. Exhale, bend the knees, open up. Inhale, release. Exhale, plant the palms. Keep these toes curled under. Lift the hips. Exhale. The right foot. Do we get the groove? Box stretch. Inhale, lengthen. Good. Put the knee down. Exhale, fold back in. Take it. Inhale, straighten the elbows. Exhale, send the hips back into half split. Inhale, reach up, Anjaneyasana. Good. Exhale, plant the palms. Slide these toes back. Open up. Say it, or what is this? Woo! Side plank. Good. Lift that top leg. And then exhale, open up. Good. Are you breathing? Inhale, release. Exhale, downward facing dog, three-legged dog. Can we do the left and the right 2 more times? All right, box stretch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, half split. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant the palms. Inhale, slide back, open up. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, lift that top leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn down and lift the hip. Good. Right side. Are you getting the flow of it? Keep breathing. Keep moving. That's all I want you to do. Good. Side plank. Little adjustment. Sometimes there's adjustment. Sometimes it won't move as fluidly as you would like it to move. But we don't want to get frustrated. We just want to stop for a moment, reset ourselves, and then keep going. This is the last time on the left side. And then we got one more time on the right. The right foot steps, box stretch. Inhale, low lunge stretch. Half split. Anjaneyasana. Plant the palms. Slide back. Side plank. Lift the top leg. Take the bind. Inhale, release it. Bring it down. Woo! Lift that leg, shake it out. Come in a downward facing dog. Lift the right leg, shake it out. Downward facing dog. Good, let's come onto our toes, bend the knees, and walk up to forward fold, where we started. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Take the side bend. Here we go. If you want to take the side bends out, feel free to do that. All right, let's step back into downward facing dog. All right, we're moving on with our next sequence. Left leg lift up towards the sky. Step it through between the hands. We're going to come into warrior one. All right, so pivot and plant the back foot. The toes are going to be pointing mostly towards this upper right-hand corner of the mat. All right, we're going to keep this bend in the knee. Use the belly muscles. Lift all the way up. Reach the arms. All right, warrior one. A couple of things in warrior one, since we're going to hold it for a little bit. If you find that your knee is kind of dip it into the center, use that left hand, open it out so that the knee is geared back towards the baby toe. All right, this back leg is going to be straightened. If you need to put your hands on your hips, turn. Good. If you need to turn your foot a little bit more, turn it. Both hips are going to be facing forward, right? And then zip up these belly muscles and see if you can lift off the side, all right? Tailbone is going to be rooted down. All right, here we go. Yep, we've been here for a minute. It's okay. Warrior one. We got to get used to the pose. Yeah, we're going to open the warrior two. So arms are going to open out to a T. You see that little rotation of the hips a little bit? I'll do that again. All right.
So this hip externally rotated. This one was already externally rotated. I need to fix my feet. So maybe front heel in line with the back inner arch is a good range. Step the feet a little bit wider. Lunge into that front knee. So now you're going to feel it in here in your groin area. Again, take this left hand, guide that knee open. You're going to feel it here. Take this right hand, reach. Imagine you're trying to wrap those thigh muscles behind you. Now look what happens. My butt lifts up, but nope, I want you to point the tailbone down. Good. So it's like they're doing the same thing at one time. Arms to a T. Good. Warrior two. Gaze out over the middle finger of this left hand. Good. You guys are doing good, even though I can't see you. Maybe you went a little bit deeper. Now we're going to take this, keep the lunge, we're going to reverse the warrior. So my right hand is going to come down the right leg, and the left arm is going to reach up and over. Good? So we got a nice stretch in this left side. Keep the chest rotated, open up towards the sky. You can take this hand and put it behind your back and see if you can touch your side. That's the way that I like to do it because it opens up my shoulders. Good. Make sure that knee, I felt my knee coming in, so open it back up. Good. Side angle. Okay, so this forearm, left forearm is going to come onto the thigh, and then the right arm is going to reach over the ear. Okay, so I don't want you to take this arm and kind of lounge there, you know, just chilling. You're going to use the legs. This is going to be support. Open up. Keep those hips open. Open. Good. From here, we're going to go into a sky archer pose. So this leg is going to straighten. Left leg is going to straighten. This left arm is going to come up, and we're going to grab the left wrist with the right arm. Sky archer. Or you can do it like the reverse, like you just did. Good. Perfect. Are you breathing? Nice. All right, so now I'm going to come up. See my hips were kind of stacked, so I'm going to come up. I'm going to turn my left toes forward, all right? You can do that without bringing your hands down if you want. So now both my toes are turned towards the front of the mat. We're going to make a transition to the back of the mat and do it on the right side. But in between, we're going to do a forward fold. So feet are wide. Both toes are turned towards the front of the mat. Soft knees. Try not to lock them out. Let the head hang. Get half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. And now we're going to turn our toes out. So this is what I forgot to put in the middle. See what happens? I'm not going to beat myself up. We're going to put a goddess pose in the middle to open up the hips a little bit more. And we'll go into the forward fold back to the front of the mat, okay? But don't worry about memorizing that because I'm going to show you. All right? So we're going to bend the knees like we're doing a plie in ballet. Toes are turned out, knees are going to turn in the same direction as the toes. Open those hips out, okay? Tailbone down. I'm turning to the side. You can see it a little bit. So we don't want to do this, not this. Tailbone down. Belly in, lift up. And then we're going to bring our arms up. So elbows are in line with the shoulders, right? Deep breath. Work your way down there. Good. Pop up, turn the toes forward. Now we're in our forward fold. And then from here, we're going to walk over to the back of the mat or the right side of the mat into warrior one. So right toes turn out. Left toes turn in. Good. You remember from the first side? Bend into the right knee. And then lift the arms up into warrior one. Try to keep your balance. Make sure, check we're good. Everybody's good. Keep breathing. You're in warrior one. Very good. Open to warrior two. Remember? Let's do the same thing on this side. Use the hand, open that knee up. Good. Use this left hand. Imagine you're trying to wrap this inner thigh muscle back. That's going to cause your butt to pop up, but nope, we want to bring the butt down and have that same action going. Good, reverse warrior. One deeper, 90 degrees. Good, side angle pose. Right forearm, right side, left arm reaches over the ear. Rotate that chest open. Remember what was next? Side archer, straighten through the right leg. You can do like the reverse warrior, or you can grab a hold of the right wrist. Now you can't see it. I forgot to push my camera back the way that it should be. All right. So from here, we're going to turn from side archer. We're going to turn towards the back of the mat. Maybe step the feet a little closer together. Turn all 10 toes. You see where they have my hips? Turn all 10 toes and the hips towards the front. Towards the back of the mat or the right side of the mat, whatever your orientation is. Hands are going to come to the hips. And we're going to take a straight back fold over the side, okay? I'm going to grab some bricks. Just because I want my back to stay straight. If you can reach all the way down without rounding, totally cool. So either one is good. 3. So now the only time we're going to do this waterfall is after we do the second side, okay? Good, half lift inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to downward facing dog. Take it out. Now we're going to do the right side. You're like, wait a minute, we already did the right side. Not really. So that's where it gets a little bit as you go to Vinyasa class. They may add poses to the flow, and it may be a little bit longer, okay? But don't freak out. All right, let's lift the right leg up. Open the hip, and then step through to warrior one, okay? And here's where we can move a little bit faster, because we've already done warrior one on this side. Just make sure that before you move, you are set up in your personal alignment space. Good, open the warrior two. Good, inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, sky archer. Good, turn the feet forward. Got it. So remember, I messed it up on the last side. We're going to go into goddess. Good, inhale, pop up, forward fold. Turn the toes forward. Good, walk back to the front of the mat. Warrior one, set up your feet. Inhale. Exhale, open warrior two. Good, reverse. Side angle. Sky archer. And then we're going to turn and do that waterfall or that pyramid pose. Okay? So this is the first time we're doing it on this side, so we're going to hold it for about 5 breaths. Remember, just make sure that the back is straight and the shoulders away, and bring the forehead in towards the knee. Keep breathing, whatever you do. Good. Maybe bend into that left knee a little bit. Plant the palms. Step back to downward facing dog. Let's rise to the toes. Bend the knees. Look between the hands. Step up. Fold in. Half lift inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Take the side bends. Remember those? So we're only going to put those in once. Back bend. Fold in. Yeah, let's step back to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up. Open that hip. Open it out to the left. Step through warrior one. So now we're going to move a little bit quicker. But don't move till you breathe. So inhale warrior one. Exhale warrior two. Inhale reverse. Exhale side angle. Inhale sky archer. Turn the foot forward. Turn the toes out, exhale, got it. Good, pop up, inhale, turn the toes forward, wide leg forward fold. Walk to the back of the mat, set up your feet first. Inhale, warrior one. Good, open warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, sky archer. Exhale, waterfall. You may have to adjust your feet so that your hips are facing forward. Inhale, half lift. Bend into that front knee, step back, down dog. Good, right leg left. Let's do it again. Are you getting it in your memory? Inhale. Good, exhale, warrior two. What was next? Reverse. Side angle. You're doing good. Sky archer. Good, got it. Inhale, pop up. Walk to the back of the mat, set up the feet. Warrior one, inhale as you reach. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, sky archer. Exhale, waterfall. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, down dog. Come onto your toes, bend your knees, step to the top of the mat. I think we have time for two more. Are you ready for me to stop guiding you yet? I'm guiding you visually. So if you need to look off to the side, feel free. And just think about, are you noticing I can't think of the word. Are you noticing that when we inhale, we're lengthening? And when we exhale, we're kind of compacting everything in. We're inhaling to lengthen, so just notice that as you start to move with your breath, okay? We'll do this one without me talking. And then the last time, I'll make sure to put in the poses. Good? We're doing good. I think we're doing good. Good. Right leg. And then we have one more time after this. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle, exhale. Inhale, side archer. Exhale, got it. Inhale, pop up, pose. Walk to the back of the mat. You'll probably take an inhale and an exhale during that time. But inhale, lengthen, lift warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse. Side angle. Sky archer. Here it is. Good. One more time. We have time. Rise to the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, step up. And then we have a super cool four. We'll probably only get to do that once, and then we'll go into our pivot pose. All right, last time. Left leg lift. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle. Make sure you're breathing. Sky archer. Got it. Pop up inhale. Wide leg forward fold. Walk to the back of the mat. Warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. And inhale, sky archer. And then, what is it? Pyramid, waterfall. I could think for a second. Inhale. Exhale, step back. All right, last time, last side, right leg. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle. Sky archer. Got it.
Hop up, forward fold. Get back to the mat. Warrior one. Good job, warrior two. Reverse. Side angle. Side archer. And then pyramid. Good. Let's step back into downward facing dog. Let's come onto our hands and knees. Let's come into a child's pose. You might need it if your breath is labored. Big toes together, knees wide. And then come forward. Bring the forehead down. You stay there. Reach through the fingertips. See how far you can bring the forehead down. Sit back on the heels at the same time. All right, we got one more flow. And then we'll go into our pigeon. All right. Good. Let's come back into downward facing dog. We're only going to do this one once on both sides. So, all right. From here, we're going to rise to the toes, bend the knees, walk up between the hands. So in another class, in the next intermediate, we might hop through. We're going to cross our ankles, sit down, extend the legs into a seated position. Bring the palms behind you. We're going to bend the knees, and we're going to lift our hips up into a reverse table. So try not to squeeze the butt. Let the tailbone drop, and then lift up more through the quad. Breathe. Now from here, I'm going to swing my hips in between my palms. I'm still lifted. I'm using my core. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. Bring the butt down. And now we're going to come into a boat pose. Woo. So bend the knees. Should we just do should we do a grounded one? No, I'll show you both modifications if you want to try. So sit up nice and tall, pull the belly in. You can bring your fingertips back, lean back. Lift your right leg, lift your left. Roll onto that tailbone. You can hold on here if you want. Or you can extend your arms. We got 5 breaths. Keep the chest open. Keep the belly engaged. 4 breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Cross the ankles. We're going to rock forward. Come onto our hands and knees. Good. Lift the hips up and back. Take a 3-legged dog. Step through. We're going to come right into that pyramid pose. Remember that? Both sets of toes facing the front. Fold over that front thigh. Good. Lift up. Bend into that front knee. We're going to step back, downward facing dog. We're going to walk through again to seated. Extend those legs out, or you can keep the knees planted. Come into reverse table. And swing. Woo! Swing those hips behind. Press yourself up. Press, press, press. And then bring your butt down. Let's go into boat pose again. You can hold on. All right. Or extend your arms. Good. Cross your ankles. Plant the palms. Table pose. Downward dog. Right leg lift. Step it through. Come into the pyramid. Let's go check time and check connection. You're still good. Nice job. Lift up. Plant the hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Walk through. Let's do it one more time on both sides. Sit down. Bend your knees. Reverse table. Bring it back. Good. Sit down. Boat pose. So that chest is lifted. Good. Cross the ankles. Come back in a table pose. Lift the hips up and back. Left leg is going to lift. Step right through into pyramid. Good. Lift up halfway. Plant the palms. Step back. And walk forward. Cross the ankles. Sit down. Plant the feet. Lift up. And swing those hips back. Stay lifted. Lift the legs. No, not yet. Okay. Next time. Next week, intermediate. Boat pose. You can always keep your feet down in boat pose too. Good, across the ankle. Come back into table pose. Lift the hips up. Right leg, pyramid. Good. Half lift. And let's step back. Down dog. Come into table. All right. So here's where we're going to do our pigeon pose. I'm actually going to put out another mat in front so that I'm going to turn so I can show you the front way, but you're going to stay to the side of the mat. So this is going to be to the short end of the mat. Okay? All right. Here we go. I'm shaking my, roll out your hips if you need to. Curl the toes, lift up and back, down dog. All right. Let's start with the left leg lifted up. All right. We're going to step it through into Anjane. Remember the low, low, like this. Now I'm going to turn to the front. You stay there. Okay. So here's our low lunge, right? Hips are squared, right? This knee is hugging in. So let's do that one final stretch there, okay? And then we're going to walk this, I know you can't see my foot. I'm going to turn back, don't worry. We're going to walk this left foot over to the right, okay? And then we're going to put the knee down, okay? Let me grab my bricks so I can show you with the bricks option where you're going to put those. Okay. So I'm walking my left foot over to the right ankle, and I'm going to lay my left knee down by my left wrist. I'm sorry, my right wrist. So the left ankle is right by the right wrist, and the left knee is right by the left wrist, okay? Woo! So we're just going to try a couple of things. So if you're like, oh my God, I'm dying right now, and this is all you got, I just want you to stay here. So what we want to make sure, first thing is pull this back, curl the toes, lift that knee up and bring it a little closer, because I want you to be able to make this shin parallel with the short edge of the mat, okay? So now from here, make sure the hips are rotated forward. Then you're going to curl your toes, lift up, and start sliding yourself back, okay? Now, if your shin becomes unparalleled to the front of the mat, that's where you can take a brick, put it up underneath your left hip peak, and you can walk back a little bit more and put this brick underneath this thigh to hold it in, all right? Now, if you don't have, and you can use your blanket. If you have the blanket, remember I told you about, you can put the pillow here or here, good? And then we're going to lift up and feel that in our hip, our left hip. So what I want you to do is make sure that left hip is plugged behind you and that both hips are facing forward. Got it? We're going to be here for a while, all right? So if you want to keep extending back, you can, right there, okay? And then if you want to fold in, you can. So I'm just going to bring my brick in the front, and I'm going to put my forehead down on it. So again, it's up to you. Just make sure that these hips are wrapped down, okay? And I want you to stay. I'm going to move. I might move for a second. I want you to stay, because this is going to get uncomfortable as well. And I don't want you to run from it. So this is opposite of the poses that we were doing. This is a yin pose. So the poses we were doing, we were building heat. Those were the yang poses. And you always want to balance it out and be opposite. And these are the yin poses. So as these are, as the yang poses, holding those poses, lunging deeper, as those were starting to cause sensation, these are going to also cause sensation. Even though it's like, it doesn't look simple, because I know you can feel it, because I can feel it. It's going to be, you're going to feel sensation. Your fascia is going to start to release, those tissues, the muscles are going to start to release, and it's going to feel weird. And you're going to be like, oh, no, time to back out. Got to go. But I want you to see if you can just stay there and breathe. That's my doorbell.
I ordered some toilet paper because I ran out. So that's my doorbell, but I won't get it now. All right. So we're still folded. You're still breathing no matter what I'm doing. Keep your back straight in this pose. And even if your shin becomes unparalleled, like I'm going to show you like this, it doesn't matter. We're still doing it. Okay, give me 3 more breaths. Good. Lift up. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders, and I want you to press up. Okay? And I want you to roll onto that left hip. Okay? You see how I am? Take this right leg, and I want you to swing it around the front and put it outside of your left side. Okay? I'll turn to the front so you can see. Okay? So this knee is still bent, and I want you to see if you can put that foot down. If you can't, because you see my right hip is kind of lifted up, if you can't, just set it down. It's okay. Okay? So we got a nice little twist here. We're going to go into a twist. So, right hand, this is my left. Left hand is going to come to the outside of this right knee. And then we're going to twist. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. Okay. We're going to just twist. I had to think about that for a second. If you are able to get your foot down, you can wrap the eye of your elbow around and twist. So right hand behind you, left hand is wrapping around the right knee. Good. Slowly unwind. Take your time. This is your spine. Spine is your lifeline. Plant your hands. Let's take this right leg and swing it back around. Curl those toes. Lift up. Let's shake out that left leg. Woo! All right, right side. Are you ready? Right leg lifts. Step it through between the hands. Come into that low lunge. Just for a minute. And then take your right foot, walk it over to the left side. Bring your right knee down in front of your right wrist. Bring your left or your right foot down in front of your left wrist. All right? First thing, curl your toes, bring your knee closer so you can get that chin parallel with the front of the mat. And then walk that foot in a little closer into the body too. Ow, you feel that? All right, curl the toes, lift. See if you can extend back. This side is woo. This is woo for me. So I'm going to take my brick and I'm going to set it up underneath my butt cheeks so it can rest. All right. And then I'm looking at myself, I'm able to rotate my hips down better. Okay. And I'm able to get my shin parallel. Good. Let's see if we get this brick underneath as well. So again, you can come all the way down. Or as this is a back bend, so this pose ends up being a back bend. The full king pigeon would be, you stay there. I'm not going to do it though. You would bend this back knee and then you would reach up behind you and grab it. We'll work on that another day. I just first want you to open your hips into this. So you'll hear this either called pigeon or pigeon prep because of the full pose, but this is a modification of it, so don't ever let anybody ever tell you anything different. Keep breathing. You need 5 more breaths. I know you've been here a long time. Again, once you start to feel that stuff loosening, the tissue just loosening and pulling away and releasing, it feels weird and you're going to want to run, and that's what we always want to do. In a Vinyasa class, we either want to step out of ourselves and try to go a little bit too fast, not step out of ourselves, but we want to go too fast. We want to push. We want to get to the end. We want to do it. We want to show the teacher we can do it. We want to show everybody else we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. And then that's when we injure ourselves because we're not thinking mindfully, or we go into it and we're like, oh, no, too much sensation. I'm leaving. Okay? Let's find a balance between those two. Let's say breathe and move when I'm ready. And challenge myself to stay as long as the teacher is asking me to stay. If you can't, people always move. If it's like, no, oh, this is too much, you see people come up, and it's okay because they're being their authentic self. All right, bring the palms underneath the shoulders, lift up. Let me remove my blocks. We're going to do the same thing.
sit onto that right hip. I'm going to turn around, don't worry. Swing the left leg around, okay? I'll turn around. Swing the left leg around, plant it on the outside of that right knee, okay? Lift up, lengthen the spine, and you can wrap the eye of the elbow around the knee to bring it to you. Left hand comes behind, or you can take the elbow and twist in that way if you have the space. Breathe, breathe. Good job. Smile, even though it was challenging. Good. Slowly unwind. Nice. Since I'm on this side of the mat, I'm going to stay over here. Actually, no, I can swing myself back around. Take that left leg, swing it back around. Curl the toes. Lift that left leg up, right leg up. Shake it out. Good. Come onto your knees. Cross underneath your feet. Extend the legs. Inhale. Take one last forward fold, seated. Slowly roll up. I'm going to give you some light. Turn the light off, and then come down onto your back. Good. So come into, actually, your hips if you need to in your butt. And then take Shavasana. So feet are going to be at the corners of the mat, arms down by the sides. Close the eyes. Take a breath. Good. Start to deepen your breath. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your breath moving. Keep your body still. No matter what I'm doing, don't keep. And I want you to start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your limbs gently and intentionally. Remember, intentionally. Not just like, oh, I'm just going to do it just because. Open, close the hands. Do a little rotation of the wrist, ankle. Turn the head to the left and turn the head to the right. Bend your knees, plant the feet down. Okay, I'm going to do some windshield wipers. So just let the knees fall together over to the right and to the left. Be careful again. Feel your spine. Feel your hips. Your spine is what is in charge of everything. Okay. Roll over to your right. Lie on your right arm. Take a moment and then gently push up into a comfortable seated position. Come into a comfortable cross-leg position. We're still good. Okay. Whatever that means for you. Sit up nice and tall. Rub your shoulders. Shake it out. Bring your palms to your heart. Slightly bow your chin. Honor yourself. First and foremost, we don't do that enough. We judge ourselves all the time. I know I do. Honor yourself. Say something right now. Give yourself an affirmation. Regina, I love you. Regina, you've got great arms. They're developing, huh? Regina, you're a good teacher. Whatever. Say it about yourself. We have to. It's uncomfortable sometimes, but say it about yourself. This is practice for you. It's for your practice. This yoga practice, this life practice, especially out here now with this COVID crisis. How are we practicing? What are we changing? What are we doing different? What are we noticing about ourselves? The people we practice with, maybe the people that we live with, that we're interacting with, and the places that we practice. Right now, it seems to be our home a lot. If you are one of our essential workers, thank you so much. You are out there. That is where you practice. You are staying safe. We're hoping, we're praying for you. If you have to go to the office a couple of days a week, that is your space. But just learning to refocus and not to move until you are ready. That's what Vinyasa is. It is sequencing our life, sequencing these poses in our life, right, together.
in so seamlessly that we just move and breathe through them and not moving until we feel ready to. All right? I wish you light, love, peace, and joy in your journey. I thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. And namaste just means the light in me bows and salutes the light in you. We all have a light. Even if you can't see it right now, it's there. So let's keep practicing and let's find it. Join me for the final, thank you so much. Join me for our final beginner series on Friday at noon, 12 Eastern Standard Time. That's the last in our beginner series. Now you can, these are going to be posted on Facebook. You can do them if you choose. You do not have to you do not have to take the beginner before you get to the intermediate. So the difference is, first of all, the difference is your practice. How are you approaching these poses? If you feel ready to approach a balancing pose, we're going to start with balancing poses, standing balancing poses, maybe side planks, not the grounded ones. That's what the intermediate is. And it is also just shifting a focus of inside a little bit more, okay? So the beginner was more about the physical practice. And if you've been practicing, you went inside as a beginner, totally cool. But the intermediate is just adding different poses, balancing poses, okay, and just taking it more internal. And then the advanced, again, you don't have to do the beginner and the intermediate. If you would like to, you can. But again, it's just the way you approach it, right? So in the advanced, we're going to work with some arm balances. And believe me, I'm not a pro at arm balancing. I can teach you, I can show you how the best I can via Zoom and Facebook. But it's how we approach it, and it's what we do that day. And if we don't stick it, it's okay. All right, so that's what the beginner, intermediate, advanced is. You don't have to be a beginner to do the intermediate advanced. You don't have to be, you can try it. And I want you to try it, okay? And take your time and do what we've been doing all week, just taking your time and doing what you can. So again, thank you for meeting with me. And I will see you on Friday or on YouTube or on Facebook. Thank you so much.